Alright, share broadcast, post on Twitter. I see Jim Jalana's here. Leah, the Joers, Baloney, some black guy. Dougie Bra. Oh, I didn't know Doug was black. Super Tramp. By the way, black is beautiful. I'm just saying I didn't know. Joer says, yo, hey, guess who's not here? The guest of honor. See, if Kleenex fucks me in the ass, this is gonna turn into an hour-long roast. Where the fuck is Kleenex? What's up, Claire? Hey, Claire, go ahead and call in. You smell a rat? Yeah, well, who knows? Let's give him a second. He told me a few minutes ago that he was, he was ready to go. So how was everybody's week since the last show? Crystal is here. Hey, Crystal, call in because Chris Dick is fashionably late. I literally DM'd with him about 10 minutes ago. Oh, Kleenex joined. Okay, I was ready to Kleenex bash. Kleenex, you gave me a fucking heart attack. Call in. Kleenex. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Alright, well, you almost gave me a heart attack because I seriously thought, hey, Blake from LA, what's up? I thought you were going to bail last minute to say, like, fuck you.
No, I'm just driving and I'm going to be parked here pretty soon. I'm prepared to be someplace where I can fucking scream like a maniac and not get arrested. So I have to go sit in the car where it's cold.
Yeah.
Hey,
Hey,
I know
Kleenex.
what you're going to do. I know what you're going to do.
Oh, me?
What's up? Go ahead.
No, well, I
I'm
was going
here.
to say that people tried to boycott your interview today.
I don't care.
And
Don't care.
I even tweeted like a picture of you, like a pissed off face because of all their comments. And Chad reposted it and wrote rapist across your forehead.
And I care because why?
Well, I was just getting your thoughts on
Well, you know, I used to care. And when you don't care anymore, you basically make them impotent. So if I don't give a shit what he posts and what he says, and the troll's dead, right? Isn't that the real way to disarm a troll is to fucking not care anymore and not respond, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like the poll I put out today, I wrote, are you looking forward to it? And I think it was like 10% yes. The other 90% was like, I don't give a fuck,
Well, it's a cult. He's their Jesus. I just watched The Messiah, and everybody needs a Messiah. We live in very strange times, and more people are followers than leaders, and he's been the leader of that little cult, what's left of it. So I'm not surprised. Not surprised one bit. These people can't think for themselves, most of them.
Claire said the Chad Christ.
Yeah, he's the Chad Christ. He's the Messiah. So he's the Messiah of lies, and he's basically labeled me as a liar because I used to lie for entertainment. He lies to hurt people.
Yeah.
His lying has a way of causing you pain and misery and suffering if you are going to be a believer of his lies. And I have believed the Chad lies for years and years and been repeatedly, in turmoil about it. So, you're a liar. And the other thing I might add is Viking is a piece of shit. He can suck my dick. I've been nothing but nice to him for over a year. And I guess he had a little bit of liquid courage and decided he was going to come to Seattle and whoop my ass. Well, Viking, rush it. Because you won't be whooping any ass, but you will be taken away in handcuffs if you ever show up. I'm too fucking old and too goddamn fucking tired to fucking fight everybody that thinks they got the biggest swinging dick on the block. I won't resort to any violence or threatening violence. Anybody comes and shows up here, they're going to jail. Plain and simple. But that doesn't make it very fun, you know. I mean, I enjoy talking to you. I think you're kind of a squirrely guy. I think you've done a really good job with, making Dylan interesting and making Claire somewhat interesting. But yeah, I'm here to talk to you, and I'll answer any questions. So,
All right. Hey, Kleenex, while you're parking or getting
I'm
yourself ready,
parked.
can I read my roast jokes I had prepared for your roast real quick?
Sure, I'm sure that's all it's going to be anyway. So go ahead.
No. Well, these are the ones I wrote. I really want them to see the light of day. All right. Why does why does Kleenex not keep in touch with his brother?
Very twice a year. I want to see if he really quit drinking. My brother, my real
Because
brother.
yeah, well,
Oh, this is a
the
roast.
answer.
I'm supposed to listen to the roast. Yeah, go ahead. Why don't I? Okay, yeah, I'm sorry. That's not how a roast works. I'm supposed to listen to the roast. Go ahead.
All right. Why does Kleenex not keep in touch with his brother? Because he's been a pain inside his ass since they were little.
And I'm sure you
When
wrote these.
Kleenex, I'm gonna skip this one.
Go ahead. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter who wrote it. Just go ahead. Fire away.
All right. Well, this one is kind of. When Kleenex was mayor of Kermit Town, we should have changed his name to Mayor McCheese. All right.
I don't even get that one. I'm sorry.
McCheese is like the big fat, like it's like a hamburger, like as a head.
Yeah. A big ham, a big cheese. Okay. All right, go ahead.
whenever Kleenex went on a date and had sex, what did he do the next morning? Hire a lawyer due to all the allegations. Okay. What's the difference between Kleenex and the Grinch?
Don't know.
The Grinch eventually grew a heart.
Oh. Okay, I like that one.
All right. Let's see. What does Kleenex's dick and leap year have in common? You only see it once every 4 years.
That was good. I like that too. Okay.
All right. Let's see. What does Kleenex's friend Arthur and his happy marriage have in common? They're both imaginary.
That's actually true. Okay.
Why does Kleenex constantly bite people in the ass? Because he's already bitten enough titties and he wants a change of pace.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
All right, this is the last one. All right. Why does Kleenex burn every bridge he's ever had? Well, he never burns any calories, so he has to burn something.
A little soft.
I didn't write that one. That was horrible. All right.
Yeah, a little soft.
All right, Kleenex. So tell me what's on your mind.
Not a damn thing. It's just cold, and we had snow, and now it's rain, and I'm just trying to see what's going to happen with our weather. That's the only thing I'm concerned about. Are we going to have ice? Are we going to have icy roads? I can only concentrate on one thing at a time. Right now, I'm concentrating on the weather.
There was snow in Seattle?
Yeah, there was. Well, there was. I don't know how far. I haven't left my area, but yeah, there was a lot of snow, and it didn't last, and now it's threatening to have a bigger storm. So right now, it turned to rain. So we'll see.
Yeah.
Oh, but I'm a liar.
Kleenex.
It didn't snow in Seattle. So yeah, it was imaginary snow.
So I know you have a lot to say, and I know you're going to go on this big rant. Is it okay if we do the rant maybe like the second half, and I could sort of do the interview part right now?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So I really want to know about Chris Dick. I mean, I really want. I really want to know about.
I told
Kleenex.
you the other day on the sound check. Tell me whatever you want.
Oh, okay. All right. Sorry about that. I really want to know about Chris. So, when you were born, your father hit you in the head with a plate, right?
Yes, that actually happened. I don't remember it, but he told the story like a lot.
And some people have said that made you retarded. But
good possibility.
Because you were rushed to the hospital, right?
Yeah, my dad had a pretty gory story, and it was also repeated. I was, many times by the family members. Yes, by my mother hit me with a plate. I was about 2.5 years old.
So I know your dad passed away when you were young, right?
18.
18. And I know that when you were in high school, you got kicked out of school in the 9th grade.
Yeah, which was actually junior high. Ninth grade, I was expelled. Expelled in the ninth grade.
And you know what your principal said, or vice principal, whoever it was, when you finally got into the office? They said, "Hello, Chris. I've been waiting for this day. You're expelled. Get the fuck out." Is that true?
Pretty much. Zarbninski, I can talk about him because he's dead. Him and my mother graduated together. They were did not get along. He tormented my mother because she was fat. He fat shamed her all through high school. He basically didn't find out until probably the 8th grade because of the name that I was in relation to her. And once he did, he just, he was like a personal vendetta because of, some of hating my mother back in high school in the 50s. He said, basically, as I recall, he didn't swear because, he could have gotten in trouble. He goes, well, the day that I've been looking forward to is finally here. You're expelled.
Wow.
He really enjoyed it. I don't remember exact words. It wasn't profanity, but he was really thrilled when he handed me my expel paper. And actually, I got sent those papers when my mother died. My mother had saved all that stuff, and it was sent to me by my sister. That and some other stuff. So yeah, it's actually. I got expelled in 1976, junior high school.
Wow. So Mark Zwieben, I don't know if you're familiar with Mark. His question was,
I know who Mark is.
how did you come to Calf Town? Like, what made you come to Calf Town?
All I recall was there was something on Stern where he was really upset about this girlfriend. And I remember the interview. And that particular time was probably within a few days of him complaining about he just wanted an adult relationship. He was being harassed by Robin and Howard about giving her 1 whole year's of rent. And there was discuss about Gonzo Shitcock, and he was angry about that. There was, evidently Shitcock was going to meet her, or, there was this whole, and they were trying to get the jealousy thing with Benji. And somewhere in that period of time, I went to Twitter, and Benji was tweeting that her show was on, and I clicked on it, sent me over to KNF, and within 10 minutes, I was on camera.
Wow. And do you regret your time with Kermit, or do you feel like maybe it was a good thing, or like how do you feel about that? Because I mean, it brought you to superstardom. I mean, you have your
I
own
think
feature film.
basically it just was. I don't think anything good came of it. I mean, there were some times that we had fun. I laughed really, really hard. I mean, if you go back and anybody was there was times that I did enjoy it. Most of it was agony for me.
Yeah.
But that's why she kept putting me on, because you could see I was really in agony.
And so I'm gonna hop around a little bit if that's okay. So going back to your early life, so you've lived in Boise, you've lived in Seattle, you've lived in San Diego. Where else have you lived?
New Orleans, Houston, Worcester, Massachusetts, and Salt Lake, and Los Angeles, and I'm forgetting something.
This question says, did you live with the Muffin Man?
I lived with the Muffin Man. Yes, I did.
Okay, let's see. So, how many kids have you had? I know you've had maybe, I'm going to say 3. Does that sound about right?
2. I had 2 children, 2 different mothers.
Okay, got it. All right, so I was just checking. And, God, I have so many questions. So, see, people say that they're boycotting you, they're not interested. Yeah, I got, like, so many questions. I mean, what do you think about that?
Yeah, and there's 23 of them here, so I guess it's a boycott of 23 live.
Let's see. Claire says KF ruined your life. Is there any truth to that?
No, I think me being such a pathological liar and being so attention-seeking and so angry, I think if anything, it's all brought upon my own actions. But I would never have been on if I would have been normal. If I would have been, I mean, she used to always say, "Be like this guy Fogg," or then she would say, "Be like the guy that we lost that was from England." She'd say, "Be like Stu," but then if I tried to be like Fogg or Stu, she would kick me off. So
Yeah.
I knew the only way to get any attention was to make a lot of noise and be a prick. So I continued
Well,
with that.
this question is kind of a non sequitur, but I'll just get this out of the way. Anonymous wants to know, are you really that autistic to think Clear Cider is Natalie Maines?
Yes, I really am. Yes, I am. And it doesn't fit, but I guess it just goes to show you that anybody, no matter how much success they have, can be a troll.
Yeah.
Until proven otherwise, if somebody gives me some really hard facts that Clear Cider is just some troll, then I'd go, okay, so much for me believing it was Natalie Maines. But I haven't seen any real strong evidence to point that it isn't Natalie Maines.
Yeah. Hey, Kleenex, so I told you the other day that I was planning to do my top 10 favorite Kleenex freakouts or meltdowns. Um, I condensed it to the top 5 because I'm actually
Okay.
going to be doing some reenacting, so I'm going to be yelling a lot, so I didn't want to lose my voice.
Okay.
Do you want to kind of do this segment right now?
Yeah, go ahead, man. It's your. Man, I'm just here. Go ahead.
All right,
It's all
so
you, babe.
basically, this is my top 5. I'm going to talk about it, I'm going to quote it, and then I kind of want your thoughts. What was going through your mind at that time? And I know some people are going to dispute this list, but this is just my own personal, what I think is my personal favorite. All right. So number 5 was you were at the Seattle's, was it the Seahawks game? Where it's the video that Danny put up on his YouTube where this guy's like, hey, don't film me. Hey, man, don't film me. And you're like, what the fuck is your problem? Fucking Bader. So what was that about?
Well, it was a soccer game. It wasn't football. It was a soccer game
Oh,
between
okay.
Saddles.
Kleenex hung up. Kleenex, what the fuck? Call back. Cleaners. But yeah, you were there at the game, whatever it was. Hey, what's up, Blake? Hey, Blake, feel free to call in. Dang, I haven't talked to you in a good minute. Looks like Kleenex has left his interview. Kleenex is having. Okay, here we go. Let's see. Fuck you, you fucking burner.
The wife is calling, and I told her I'm on the fucking goddamn internet, fucking getting roasted. Stop calling me. You know, as you take a call, you get bounced. So anyway,
Okay.
sorry about that. The fucking there's black eyes. I'm like, I know there's black eyes. There's black eyes. You have to come home. Okay. So yeah, and I said, stop calling. I'm talking to the fucking Kermit and Friend maniacs.
Right.
There's black eyes. Anyway, go ahead. Where were we?
So what was that all about? Like exactly, like why did that kid get so pissed off?
Well, basically, when you're looking at the screen, you're not seeing the reaction of people. And if I would have been looking at him instead of my stupid phone, I would have seen that they were completely over there up against the wall by themselves, just the San Jose soccer team fans. And all the Seattle fans were, everywhere else. And I started to approach because, you're trying to I used to live in Palo Alto. What part of San Jose are you from? And the guy says something. And then because I'm filming one young guy, just like, fuck you, I'll fuck you up. And and I was like, okay, somebody call a cop. I'm going to get an ass beaten here at the CenturyLink Stadium. I'm going to get my ass beat in front of God and everybody because I'm trying to, make a friend and I end up making an enemy in 2 seconds.
All right. And my number 4 is your impeachment. And it was your impeachment meltdown because for those who don't know, you were the mayor of Kermit Town and then you got impeached. And I would like to quote it for a second. You said, "Shut up, Chad Fag! Shut up, Chad Fag! Oh, go to Fort Worth and go fuck Brent and his little boy pussy. Chad Fag!"
I said that? I don't
Go
remember
fuck
that.
Brent and his boy pussy, Chad Fag. All right, so what was that about?
Well, I was extremely stoned and extremely drunk, and I was really, really angry about what Joey had said. Yeah, you child molester, you piece of shit, and his mother had said it. So I was really arguing with Joey, and I tried to convince him that I was recording it, which I wasn't. I was in my car. So it was really about the anger about Joey and Kelly. I didn't really give a fuck about the stupid being impeached. And Chad is, oh, it's all about the election. No, it's about, I'm really, really upset because before that happened, right before that happened, I had made some private calls with Joey, and he had shared with me that he suffers from some sort of depression. He could relate to it. I thought we're really have something in common. And then as soon as, I'm becoming the piece of shit of calf, he's like on the bandwagon. Yeah, fuck you, you fucking child molester, you piece of shit, you fucking lowlife, you piece of garbage, you fat, disgusting prick. So it was my anger of being destroyed by Joey and his mom, his wife. And then I lost my shit. I don't remember what I said. Of course, that's all in Fitness Gandhi if you want to hear it, but I don't want to hear it. So, yeah, that's the motivation was being upset and hurt by the comments of Joey and Kelly.
Hey, we got someone coming up. I'm not even sure who this is. Dallas.
Dallas.
Hi, Dallas. Who's this?
Yeah, let me tell you something. I'm 58 years old, and you're talking to the wrong guy.
Dallas.
Wait, who is this? Kleenex?
This is Kleenex.
It's Kleenex.
This isn't the real Kleenex.
How would if this wasn't the real Kleenex? How would I know I'm 58 years old, idiot?
59. I just had a birthday.
God damn it, that's not true. I'm still 58, and I'm 50.
I'm still 58. I would think this is the guy that I wanted to call was Jay Dummy. Is this by any chance Jay Dummy from Dallas, Texas?
Sounds handsome.
Is this guy. Jay Cleany?
Yeah,
that's it.
I was just calling to say hello, Kleenex. I've missed you.
Well, I'm sorry that it didn't work out over there. You were one of my favorites for reading your chat over there. Didn't work out too good, did it? Yeah.
Oh, it's very hurtful over here. We're still trying to pick up the pieces.
Well, it didn't work out for me. I didn't last but 25 shows. That's what I meant.
Oh,
that was my point.
They were fun while they lasted.
I fucked up.
We'd probably have you back if you talked to the right people and you didn't get so angry and agitated so easily.
Well, I don't think Wish is a person that would go back. He's like, I think I pretty much burnt that bridge all the way down to the fucking. I think it's down. I think it's a burnt bridge. I don't see any going back.
You can't burn steel trustles. Even with
if Wish was ever say, hey, you want to come back and give it another shot, I would do it. But
if
he
you
would
think
have to
you're
let
getting
me
an
know.
Invitation, you're probably crazy.
Exactly what I said. That's never going to happen, so I don't have to worry about it.
Now, if you asked, it might be a different story, though.
Well, first of all, he's got me blocked on all social media. I no longer have his phone number. Plus, I would never just use that because I was given that when we were okay to use it. So I don't have his number. I don't have any way to contact him. I'd have to go through Robin.
Friends.
Yeah, when we were like having those 2-hour conversations about science and projects of the lamb and how to
small peas in a pod.
We were having discussions about hip hop and this, and having a lot of nerve to save your money. Yeah, no, there was like, I mean, I would go back, but it would not be Kleenex and Friends, and I would probably want to really try something different.
Kleenex.
I don't want to do what I did.
A different set of friends, maybe.
A different set of friends, yeah. A different set of friends. Definitely a different set of friends.
Well, it was fun. I made this account in like 5 seconds just to fucking be able to call in.
Yeah, Dipshit was under the impression that you wouldn't call because of your loyalty to Pod Trash.
So who do you think alerted me to this?
Dipshit Mike did.
No,
yeah,
Dipshit. Yeah. No, folks within my circle. They were like, "Hey,
now
Dipshit's interviewing Kleenex," and I said, "Okay."
We did a sound check, and I heard a rumor that you are now doing a podcast, or you're still calling in over at Pod Trash.
Well, I got a mixer. If that's what the rumor is.
I mean, I know you're involved in a lot of what goes on.
I'm on air right now as we speak.
Okay.
I'm holding my phone to my microphone. Like a professional.
Okay. So how's the wife and kids? Everything else is good?
Yeah, one kid. Let's not go nuts.
Yeah, the wife and kid.
Yeah, they're great. How's everything on your side?
Same. Just fucking, miserable and blaming the world for all my problems.
Right. I'm right there with you, sir. Well, I hope everyone's well. I'm going to get back to my side of the pond.
All righty, man.
All right,
Nice hearing
take
from
care.
you again.
Hey, thanks, Jay Dummy.
Hey, bye-bye there, dipshit. Bye.
I really think he's the only guy that can do me.
He does the best Kleenex out of anybody. For sure, without a doubt. All right.
I used to like him and a couple of guys because when I was not seeing, I couldn't see what was going on with Calf because they insisted on going into a rabbit. And so I'd be on Discord, and of course the pod trash people wanted to, stay involved. And I'd be, fumbling through a podcast and not knowing where I'm at. And I would notice that Jay Dummy or Static or somebody else, just Dummy's the one I always remember. It might have been a couple of them would try to help me out. Oh, well, try to get me back on track. So he always kind of helped me out.
All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and get back to the freakouts. Number 3 is, can you tell me about this? You know what? If she doesn't want to talk to me, then I don't want to fucking talk to her anymore. She would rather talk to the scum of the fucking earth, Danny. Danny is at the bottom of the fucking barrel. She would rather talk to Danny than me. And if she doesn't want to talk to me, I'm done talking about the bitch.
That would be the time we were on Rabbit and he was talking to Lisa Jordana. I was trying to get calls with her for probably damn near a year at that time. And she would not take my call. So I was very upset when the love of my life, the woman that made me into an internet fucking whatever the hell I was for 7-8 months, whatever it was, would take a call from him. And I remember how she always said she didn't like him and he added nothing to her show. And I was like, that was genuine. I was genuinely upset that she would talk to him. And I had spent several months on Rabbit apologizing to her because I had rumor that she was there, or I would see somebody chatting and I thought it was her, and I'd just like kissing her ass, like, I'm so sorry, I was so mean to you, please forget, So yeah, there was that was true emotion. That wasn't me putting on an act. I really was pissed off that day.
All right, and then my second favorite Kleenex freakout was the whole whoosh, the whole ending, Halloween 2018. I'll go through it briefly. You said, listen to me. I like you. I think your girlfriend is a cunt. She can't even comb her hair half the fucking time. It's Halloween, folks. We're going to talk about how gross Robin is. That gross, messed up hair looking broad that looks like she just came from hell.
Wow.
And then he said, hey, Kleenex, let's see your wife. And you said, he's a dog.
Well, that was after probably 30 minutes of the show of me trying to make it funny and taking the lashings from Whoosh, and he just wouldn't let up. And then he started messing with the phones, and I couldn't hang up on him, and he took control of the show. And I still was trying to play along with it and be good-spirited. And finally, I just had enough. And I knew that Whoosh has got what I thought at that time maybe a stronger backbone. And I felt like she was an easy target. I've heard her cry and get very offended. And I thought, okay, I can't hurt him, but I can hurt her, because I knew she was listening too. So that's why I chose to call her out. I went for the weaker one. I saw.
Now,
this
is...
Oh, sorry,
go ahead.
Go ahead, and that's it.
All right. Well, this is my favorite Kleenex freakout. Some people are going to dispute this. This is just my favorite personally. It was one of my introductions to Kleenex via Gaia Paya. But this one's a classic. So you're basically on your phone. You're like, bunch of fucking idiots. And then the guy's like, what? You're like, you're all a bunch of fucking idiots. Get out of my town. And then later you're like, I will fuck you up. And then butt fuck you. Come on, fuck with Grandpa. Fuck with Grandpa. And I think they threw something at you.
Yeah, the guy did. He was eating a bagel, and he threw the wrapping of the bagel at me, and I stepped up and I said something like, I think I even finished it up with, I'm from Boise, bitch, or something like that. Something about Boise and you're a bitch, In other words, he was from Wyoming. He was letting me know, you couldn't hear him, but he was letting me know he was from Wyoming. We were in Puyallup, where people are a little bit more afraid and not quite as, masculine. I was letting this motherfucker know that I'm from Boise, bitch. I'm not one of these fucking, these soft little metrosexual fucking Puyallup scumbags. I'm from Boise, bitch. Yeah, that almost turned into a fight. That's probably the closest I had come to because of being on the internet. Then, first of all, it was very, very loud, and they couldn't complain about me being, a problem because the place was very loud. There was people talking loud. There was loud music, and it's like he just decided that because I was talking to a computer and not a living person, he wanted to make it his business. And I remember telling him something later. It's either was still on or maybe after I closed my lid and got off, was, you wouldn't be saying shit to me if I was sitting here talking to a guy being this loud. You wouldn't have fucking said a goddamn word. But because I'm talking to a goddamn computer by myself, I'm like a target, I said something to that effect. But I
Can I
just
say a
noticed that
couple
a
more
lot of times.
Kleenex? Oh, go ahead.
What? No, I noticed a lot of the incidents I had in restaurants and cafes was they would be loud and people having loud conversations and talking very dirty. But I'd say something like fuck or shit or cunt. But because I was talking to a computer alone, all of a sudden that made it offensive. And I'd be like, my God, I've just heard like 5 people say filthy shit and talking about crazy shit. But because I'm doing it with, myself on a computer, I'm a target.
Well, I just have 2 more statements. And I'm not going to work at that Porsche store because you motherfuckers are already calling them. They've had 67 calls saying that I'm a convicted child molester, not to hire me on whatever the date was.
Yeah,
You're
I remember
sick.
that.
You're fucking with some broke son of a bitch from Seattle. You have a good life, a good education, a good house, and you're fucking with some broke son of a bitch from Seattle? You're sick.
I was speaking truth, except for the phone calls. It's all bullshit. Everything in that statement was true except for the 57 phone calls.
All right. Hey, Kleenex, so we're about at the halfway point. I know you have a lot to say. I know you want to talk about the guy you refer to as Chad Fag. What do you want to say about him? Because I think you just found out that he's sort of like, I think we called him the what did we call him? The Rockefeller?
The
Like what
Chad
Rockefeller
father.
is to the Illuminati,
Right.
Chad is to KNF. I mean, what would you like to say about that?
I think the fact that the guy is somewhat entertaining and articulate, and his whole thing is to go after people that react. He went after Kay for a very, very long time because she would just lose her shit. He goes after me for 4 years. I lose my shit. I can't stand the bastard. I believe what I was told by other people. He's about nothing, and you're stupid to get upset. But I did. I don't think he's any of. I don't think he's an important person. I don't think he's anything but a complete troll. And it's my stupidity to be his toy, to be his puppet. So no, I don't love him. I can't stand the motherfucker. I never did like him. And see, that's the thing. That's the thing. I would go back and forth. Okay, I love you, man. I care about you. To try to have peace, to finally be able to come back and hang out in our chat rooms and not be arguing with him. And it's like every time I would put up the white flag, he would come back with both swords swinging. So he doesn't want peace. He doesn't want anything to do except for see if he can get me to really lose my shit and say something that I can't unwind or I can't turn back the clock on and just make that one mistake that where there's no recovery from. And then his whole thing this month and the end of the holidays was, you went too far. We're locking you up, and that's what's going to happen. And I came back and said, okay, let's just say that this is true. If there's, I even clearly said on that rabbit or that Discord, I said, if there's a 7% chance of any truth what you're telling me, that's enough percentage of me to go ahead and apologize to you. So I went back and apologized for the 1 millionth fucking time. And this cocksucker has never apologized to me about nothing. He thinks he's fucking Howard Stern. He's everything that Mud said. And if I could just play that every time I think of Chad as just what Mud's opinion was him, I'm 100% in agreement on what he said. You're a disgusting person that, preys on the weaker mind, people that got personal problems or whatever, just people that are weaker or, in an area where they can be, abused by your trolling. And that's all he's about. He never goes up against anybody that has any strength. I've never seen him go up against Baloney or anybody else. It's like he goes after me, Claire, Crystal, Adrian or, fucking Ava, who was, very, very, weak. And he's never got the balls to say that to anybody to put him in his place. If he can't affect you and get in your head, he is not going to fuck with you.
Do you think he got in your head?
Oh, it's obvious he did. And he even did as much as last week again, but I finally just said enough is enough. And it's not even about being weak. It's just you can be triggered. I shouldn't even use the word weak. That if you already have rage, if you already have the fighting spirit, and if you're going to fall into that trap, you're going to end up fighting, trying to defend yourself. And I think with Kay was more of, Kay has done the exact same thing I have. This is why I've always said she's my favorite, because she's always admitted to being a hot mess. She's always, admits that she knows she's, just a hot mess and done a lot of stupid shit, and she owns it. And then she would still defend it, because you got this prick that nobody knows a goddamn fucking thing about. He could be one of the worst people of this group. Well, we don't know. We don't know. Nobody knows who he is. And the only smart thing he's done is what a lot of people of our group. He's never identified himself. Nobody knows anything about Doug other than what Doug chooses to tell people. And then even the smarter people are like Tricep or February or Mike Koff that don't even speak and will just have strong opinions and can look back at all this stuff and have their voice heard, even though it's the written word. This is a guy that wants to preach that he's holier than thou, and I say he's fucking Satan, because that's exactly what Satan is. Satan gets into your head, if you believe in spirituality like I do, and tells you that you're the bottom. You're not worth anything. You're pure garbage, and you believe it and you react to it. And actually, you're being conned by the Prince of Lies. So, to my book, he's very satanic. He's like a lawyer that convinces you that you're guilty of a crime you never committed. The only thing I'm guilty of is fabricating stories, making shit up. But you know what? When I do it, it's like the mortal sin. When anybody else does it, it's content. It's to make it interesting. But when I do it, I'm a piece of shit that has to be whiplashed or be lashed by everybody in the group. And it's just bullshit, because I haven't lied any more or any less than a lot of the other. I mean, you've got this Dylan that literally just everything that came out of her mouth is a complete lie. I haven't heard one person get her in chat and start telling her what a piece of shit, lying piece of shit she is and condemning her for it. She just gets a pass. She just gets a fucking pass. I do it. I'm a horrible person.
Hey, Kleenex, I just wanted to say that Dylan does identify as a male. He does have a 9-inch wiener.
I identify as being a fucking, master of Creed and Assassin. Whatever, man. Whatever you identify as.
Because I heard he's got a big one,
Yeah, and I've got a fucking 9.5-inch dick, and and I've got $1 million in the bank. Okay, what else? And I'm Tim Allen's cousin. Okay? I mean, where does this stop and where does it start? And that's why I'm really bored with this, and I'm probably gonna just eventually just leave it alone, because if I sit there and talk about what I did today, it is so fucking boring. It is so boring what I did today. I literally got nothing done. I had a phone interview. I was rejected. It was another day of looking forward to a phone interview that basically followed up with an email saying, we don't see you as a proper fit. So I had another uneventful day. I haven't left more than 7 miles from my house today. And the only thing I could talk about today is the fucking weather.
And I know Yumi called you and said, Kleenex, there's black people. There's black people. Ice. Come home, Kleenex.
No, not black people, black ice. Because we were supposed to get black ice tonight.
But I thought she said there's black people. I was like, what?
No, black ice. Black black guys, black ice. As in slick black ice roads. Anyway.
Sorry, Dougie, brah. I thought Yumi said there's black guys where you are.
If
like
I
thought
guys,
she was.
She would be even more scared. No, she's talking about the road conditions. But see, that's what I'm saying. Don't you get my point, dipshit? If you just talk about real shit, it's so fucking boring. We end up talking about the fucking weather. And so, you could say, well, what's Dylan going to talk about? That she didn't leave her fucking house for 2 days and she took a shower and she had oatmeal for breakfast? Because that's all she's got without stories. This
Kleenex, there's black guys. Kleenex, there's black guys.
She's got no friends other than the new friends she's making. And she's a Crip. She's a Blood. She buries bodies and yada yada yada. And I had a man's face blow up in combat in Lebanon, a story I stole from Howard Stern Vietnam story. And I can talk about being a combat Marine and talk about getting blowjobs in boot camp and talk about being the toughest guy in Seattle and the smartest guy. It's the same shit. Life
Hey,
is
Kleenex,
fucking boring.
people said that that you've rambled enough. I
I
mean,
did, and it's enough.
do you think you might want to get to some questions? I know Claire is trying to. You know what? So I'll go ahead and Claire try to call back. I'm going to get to Claire's questions. He wants to know, why are you so ungrateful?
The only person I'm grateful for is Doug, because Doug spent $1,800 and sent me a really nice gift. And I'm really grateful to Mazda for sending me $500 when I really needed it. The rest of these people can suck my dick and choke on it. They've done nothing but cause me a lot of aggravation, a lot of anger, and a lot of just emptiness, just total emptiness. I mean, I'm a little bit grateful to Kelly because she sent me a ticket for $100. She sent me a watch I still wear to this day. But the one thing more important to me than the watch and the concert tickets to Dixie Chick was when my mother and I was DMing and getting texts from my sister. I was sharing this, and this was a very, very hard time for me because my mother was literally within days before her death, and I was discussing it with Kelly on the phone through text, and she really was there and was there when when I really needed somebody with the sickness and the days that were counting up to my mom's final days. Kelly was there. And there's no price you can put on that. And that's one of the reasons Kelly became my favorite. She always really was. I don't know why. She just was. But that sealed the deal. That fucking sealed the deal. She was there in text when nobody else was, because everybody else was like, oh yeah, his mom's going to die with a fake death again. She really was dying. And Kelly saw, and I was sharing the group text with her, and she saw what my sister was going through that was by her side, and she saw what it was doing for me. And she didn't say a lot, but she just said enough to get me through that.
Hey, Kleenex. So that was a really good answer. I have two more questions from Claire. This one is, why don't you admit you are gay and just go fuck some random bar guy?
Yeah, whatever. I'm not gay. I don't need to fucking. I'm not going to be turning gay at late time in life just because I'm too fat to find my fucking dick. I'm going to go find a guy with a big dick so I can feel proud for having dicks around. No, I'm not gay. Don't give a shit, and it's not funny, and it gets boring. It's just boring. I think you're
Yeah.
gay. I mean, I can sit here and call you gay all day. I don't know if you are, and I don't really fucking care.
All right, this next question says, what steps have you taken to get a full diagnosis on your mental condition?
I don't need it. There's nothing wrong with me. I'm just a very angry old man. I'm just a grumpy old man. There's no medication that's going to cure a bad temper. The only thing that cures a bad temper is stay away from the things that cause you to lose your temper. Avoid conflict.
Didn't your doctor say that you have heart failure or something?
I have atrial fibrillation. I have a form of heart disease, which will progress with time and age. Yeah.
And people are saying that there's kind of this rumor going around that you're impotent.
No. Oh, I guess I am because I use Viagra. Yeah. Well, not
Okay.
always. I mean, there's times I need it, and there's times if I want to last for more than 14 minutes, I need Viagra.
Yeah. So this question says, who is Arthur and why do so many people say he's imaginary?
It was an imaginary friend that I really had. That's actually a true story. And I named him Arthur because the Rifleman was on, and he didn't look anything like the Rifleman. As I recall, it was an adult male, and I don't remember other than it was an adult. And I did see this person as a young child, and I called it Arthur.
Doug is saying, why is he a snake?
Why the hell am I a snake? Probably because he does tricep. He'll send me a DM to encourage me to, just ignore Chad, just have fun, just come over and hang out with us. And then as soon as I get there, he becomes Chad. He becomes, the rest of the room. Oh, fuck you, you piece of shit. Whatever. He's more articulate and he's better educated than Chad. So he's a lot more eloquent with his troll. But he basically just wants me back to troll me like the rest of them. I don't really think I have any I think when this is all said and done, I don't have any friends here. And for a long time, I thought I had a couple. There's people that I like, but I don't think they like me. I mean, I like Kelly, I like Joey, I like Forza. I'm sure they don't like me.
Hey, Claire, I know you tried to call in. Try to call back again. I don't know what's wrong with your connection, but I
Possibly
added you.
Kay. Yeah, I think the only person that probably does like me back and that I do really like would be Kay. I always said she was my road dog because I identified with her more than anybody that ever spoke. And I'm really proud of what she's doing. You know, she's in a very stable, healthy relationship, and she's come a long way. She hasn't come far enough, but no, I don't hate her. That's pretend hate. That's just, you know, and everybody's, oh, you flip flop, you flip. No, I've always stood by. I mean, I've always stood by Kay. She always knows at the end of the day, you know, it's all bullshit. She knows I like her. She knows I approve and
Yeah.
consider her a real friend. I really think if me and Kay met, we would really end up bonding and probably become very good friends. And I would really work at a friendship with somebody like her because I just really dig the fuck out of her. Always have.
Yeah.
So.
And what do you think about Danny? Danny from LA.
Absolute piece of shit. I tried to get along with him to keep peace, to keep, you know, the community more healthy. Never liked him, never will like him. Think he's an absolute drunk. Have no desire to have anything to do with him. I think he's very childish. I think he's just like a ridiculous attention whore, childish. I think he really is mentally ill. I mean, I think he's like on the level of mentally ill, like Claire from Jersey. I really think he's mentally ill, and it
You
really
really think
bothers
Claire
me. Oh,
is
I
mentally
know
ill?
Claire is mentally ill. I tried to trust Claire so many times, and he'll stab you in the back so fucking fast. But the one thing that woke me up to Claire is when he started talking about his knowledge of the arts, of the dark arts. And I would never, I mean, I probably would have befriended him and maybe met with him and tried to have a dinner or a visit. But after he revealed his involvement with spells and black magic and the arts, he can burn in hell because that's where he's going to end up for practicing this shit. And I will never, ever get involved with somebody again that practices black magic, because I was involved with somebody that practices black magic, and that's my daughter's mother. And I'm scared shitless of her because she's very powerful.
Wait,
She's
so
a true Wicca.
she
She's
was
a
black
true.
and she was doing black magic?
She was involved in the arts since she was probably 17. She is very well. She has spent years learning rituals. She's the one person that could have a long conversation with Claire about this stuff. She knows this stuff, and she has practiced it. And I'm scared shitless of fucking with her. I think she's put a few spells on me in the past. I really do. And I'm not even trying to be funny or interesting. I really believe there's been periods in the past when I was on her radar, she was throwing some shit my direction. I really do.
Yeah. And what do you think about, let's see, so we talked about Danny, we talked about Chad. What do you think about Kelly?
Really like Kelly, but I know she doesn't like me in return. So it kind of hurts that, you know, I really admire her and really love her, and she doesn't really admire, or she could give a rat fuck if I'm here or not.
Claire says you're a sad, bitter motherfucker asshole, period.
Yeah, fine, whatever. And I just think it's, you know, it's a one-sided thing that I have trust and confidence in her. I think she has absolutely no trust or confidence in me, and it wouldn't really mean anything if I would just quietly go away. I don't think it would even be on her radar. I think she gets tired of trying to give me, you know, a reality check, and I don't take it. I think it's going to be pretty much where she's just about out of patience with me, to be real honest.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, you said a lot. What do you think about Gonzo?
What I know about him, I like him. He's a troll that you can... I've never been really mad at Gonzo, even though I pretended like I did because I was trying to give content for those periscopes when I was threatening to crack his head like a cantaloupe or whatever the fuck I said. That was really just trying to be part of the show more by, okay, he's real important to the show. I got to be his enemy. I knew he was
Claire,
never gonna come.
I got Kleenex. I have you on speaker. Do you want to say anything to Kleenie?
Hey, Claire. He's just a bitter, sad, twisted.
And you're a sick fuck that belongs in a mental institution. And you're a sick fuck that belongs in a fucking controlled environment. You're a
He's not to be
sick
trusted with anything he says,
fuck
ever.
that belongs
Not
in
to be
a
trusted as a friend.
goddamn
But when I'm
lockdown
gonna
facility.
in my real life, boy, I have to be able to trust him. And you can't trust this guy as far
And
as
you
can go.
can't trust you either. You're a sick fuck that belongs in an institution. You shouldn't even be allowed to be out.
He's responding to you right now. I don't know if you could hear it.
I don't give a fuck.
I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. I just wanted to get that off
You're
my
a
chest.
sick, crazy fuck.
All I have to say is this.
You're a sick, demented, dark, lost, miserable, satanic fuck. You're a satanic fuck. You're a devil-worshipping satanic fuck. You and the devil can suck my cock, Claire. Go to hell. I'm the Messiah. You're the Antichrist.
However you try to get out of it, you're mentally unbalanced. You need to go and get diagnosed. Gotta do it. Gotta do it, buddy. Thanks, Mike. Have a good rest of your show.
Wait, Claire, so Kleenex isn't going to move in anytime soon?
No.
Ah, okay.
I mean, all bullshit aside, this is a very spiritually dark person. This is a person that can convince you that they're all caring. And, you know, he gets on the phone with me and he does the same thing he does with everybody. He gets on the phone. He goes, I really care about you. You know, I think you've been misunderstood. And I really want to be your true friend. And I want to encourage you to be a better person. It all comes from darkness. There's nothing that's light. There's nothing that's believable or you can cherish as long as you're dealing with a very dark, spiritually dark, a very corrupt, dark, sick fuck that does not belong out on the streets.
Hey, Claire, I can hear you. You're on.
Yeah, I did think that. I actually did think he was a nice person. I don't say that to people when I don't mean it.
Shut
I really
up!
thought, here's somebody who's, you know, who I could maybe actually invite into my life as a real friend. I don't do that with anybody, hardly anybody. I'm up, Chris. No new characters. You may have heard of it. Hashtag no new characters. I don't have any desire now, though. He blew it. He blew it in so many different ways. He blew it because he couldn't be trusted.
Blow me and stop calling. Okay, now they're calling me to get me off. I just got an unknown caller.
He said you blew it, Kleenex.
Yeah,
you could have lived in New Jersey with him.
I don't want to live in New Jersey.
Life is a
Nobody wants to live in New
suitcase.
Jersey. Fuck.
Thank you, Claire.
And while I'm at it,
Life is a motherfucking suitcase.
Who wants to fucking live in New Jersey, you fucking idiot? I live in God's country, the Northwest. Fuck New Jersey.
You could have lived with the fucking mules.
Anyway, it's just ridiculous because I mean I'm like not really acting with how much disgust I have for this human we know is Claire from New Jersey. I mean I have disgust for Chad because I see right through his bullshit that all he's got is his anonymity and he has absolutely nothing else. But we all know this motherfucker inside out. He's buried his soul and his soul is rotten and he's gonna burn in hell. He's gonna burn in hell for what he's done. And I have no sympathy for Claire whatsoever.
I mean, did you think anything was really going to happen if you did move in, hypothetically? I mean,
okay, first of all, I know it's fun to placate to that bullshit. I never said I was going to do anything but meet him for dinner. And then I remember when that was going on, and I called Mazza, because Mazza and I've always trusted Mazza off the record when nobody's around, because Mazza...
Oh, Danny's here.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, hey, Danny. Hey, Claire, you're back on. I just wanted to know real quick, is there ever going to be a reconciliation between you and Chris?
What he's saying now is sort of like, what do you call it, sour grapes? I think that's what they call it. After
sour grapes in your ass, you fucking faggot. Sour grapes in your ass, you fucking faggot.
Then they changed their tune. This guy was wanting...
Shut up, you dumb... Okay, fine, whatever. I'm getting... People are calling me to make sure he can talk.
He asked him about that. Asked him, did he really say that 10 days? He said that about 2 weeks ago, Mike. 2 weeks ago, he said, no, I just want to know, could I stay with you for 10 days?
Kleenex, he said that you wanted to know if you could stay with him 2 weeks ago.
I was fucking around.
He said he was fucking around.
Yeah, and Tim Allen's my cousin. Can me and Tim Allen stay for 10 days? Can me, Tim Allen, and Joe Pesci and fucking Robert De Niro come and visit you for 10 days?
Why would there be a reconciliation with somebody who's a lying sack of shit?
He says you're a lying sack of shit.
And you're a lying sack of shit. And you're a psychotic sack of shit.
Like him. I have no need for him. Tell him to stop calling.
Nobody calls you anymore, Claire. Shut up.
You should just get rid of that number.
Okay, I won't call.
Call me anymore, you know?
Kleenex, he said get rid of the number. He doesn't want to hear from you, and you can't live with him.
I don't want to live with him.
You can't live with me. Yay, you can't live with me. Mike, have a good rest of your show, and that'll be it.
Thank you, Claire.
Hey, Chris, did you really mean those things? Do you really mean those things you said about me?
I can't stand you. I can't stand
Why?
You're just a piece of shit.
I thought we were getting along. What happened?
There's two people I've bent over backwards to get along with. Was you and Brian. It was both a waste of time.
Are you mad because I called you out on your lies?
My lies are creative. You're just a psychotic fuck that belongs in a mental institution. You have no business taking care of mentally ill because you are mentally ill. You're a fucking faggot. You're a fucking goddamn piece of shit alcoholic. You're gonna be fat again, and I don't give a fuck. And you're in love with an invisible man. Do you understand how sick that is? You've never seen Chad, and you're completely madly emotionally in love.
Because I lost weight and you're still fat?
To be jealous of you would be like being jealous of I don't know, that bitch that begs for money on the internet that baloney likes. That's about the same level of jealous. You know who I'm jealous of?
Sullivan
in this group. You know who I'm jealous of in this group?
I know who. Viking.
No, baloney. That's it. Baloney. That's it.
You have everything that baloney has.
Whole group is baloney. If I could have done the same amount of time on planet Earth that baloney seems to accomplish with a very solid marriage, a very solid relationship with his family. He has a great relationship. He has enough money to go where he wants to go, when he wants to go. That's the only person I'm jealous of. And not even really jealous, but envious.
Envious. That's probably the better word. You're right.
You're just a pile of shit living in a fucking goddamn, living in
your
own
own upset? Misery. Are you upset because you're still 300 plus pounds and I'm not?
I don't give a fuck, man. Pretty much, I'm getting calls like crazy. So I think it's how long have we been on there, Dip? Mike?
Hey, Kleenex, we're about at the 50-minute mark. I mean, do you think we could pull to that hour?
Yeah, but I'm getting calls from my wife. She thinks I'm driving on black roads. I'm getting calls from unknown callers. I'm getting calls from New Jersey. It's really amazing because every time you get a call, it's going to knock me off. So it's pretty much that people want it to end because they're calling. My wife is just calling because she's afraid I'm driving on black ice.
People are trying to bump you off, Chris. It's crazy.
Shut up, fat fuck.
I still love Chris. Chris, I still love you, by the way. I don't know why.
The one reason that I will not ever give you a second or 107th chance because of your love for this psycho fucking Chad.
Oh, is that what it is?
If you would just admit that it's so stupid to have that much emotion and that much love for an invisible troll, I might start slowly coming around on the Danny wagon again.
I love Chatty Waddy Babaddy.
I mean, I never had a problem with you really having a crush on Gonzo because you met Gonzo. And I'm fine with you having a crush on Gonzo. But to have a crush, this man crush that you have for Chad is just fucking disgusting. I really wish you would go back to crushing on Gonzo. I don't
like Gonzo anymore.
You met Gonzo. You were a big fan of Gonzo's. You went to all that trouble to go meet him. He bought you drinks. I mean, but you're in love with a ghost.
Chad's a real person. He's a real person.
Chad's a real fucking piece of shit. And sooner or later, you're going to figure that out. He's never going to meet you. He's never going to fuck you in your ass. You're never going to have dinner with him. You're never going to get to fucking suck his cock. So give up. You got as much chance of meeting Chad as I do Claire Cider. It's not going to happen.
Kleenex, okay? Claire said you're going to be dead in a few years. Do you want to respond to that?
Probably. I'm up to a pack a day, and I'm vaping. I'm double dosing right now. The vape and the cigarettes. I'll probably be dead within a few years.
Dead Kleenex walking. That's what Claire just did. Dead Kleenex walking. Pretty good.
Kleenex, this question right here is from Arthur. It says, how do you feel now that Danny has lost all this weight and you're still a huge cow?
Don't give a fuck. Don't give a
It
fuck.
says you're a huge.
Don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. And when I was his exact age, I wasn't even overweight. When I was 45 years old, I had a full head of hair. I had barely any gray, and I did not have a big fucking gut. Big deal. He's losing weight at 45. I'm impressed by somebody like that was my same age.
It's never too late.
That at damn near 60 lost the weight and is keeping it off. Baloney has lost the weight, probably after carrying it for years, and at a very late stage in life was able to get it off. I mean, that impresses me a lot more of somebody my age losing weight than is somebody fucking 10 plus years younger than me. I mean, so what? So what?
Why are you so jealous of me, Chris?
And he'll gain it again, and he'll drink again. So it's temporary, and we all know that. I'm not rooting for Danny. I'm not rooting for Danny. I don't even care. Danny, I tried so hard to enjoy as part of this community. It's just there's nothing there. He's just a miserable, pathetic, artificial piece of shit.
I love it. I love it. I love it, Chris.
Just piece of shit.
I love you, sweetheart.
I don't love you. Anything else? Or are we just about done now?
Well, I'm rooting for Danny. I support his weight loss.
Well, you're a more caring person than I am. I don't give a fuck about any of these people. Most of these people that can, pound sand. I don't give a fuck.
Thank you, Mike.
I spent too many years trying to find compassion, humanity in these people, and I'm convinced that, I pretty much have a pulse of who has humanity. The ones that probably have any real humanity is Baloney, February, Kelly, Joey, Doug, and probably PPM. The rest of them, nah.
Kleenex, this question says, are you now the fattest calf member? That's what
Arthur... No, because Mark Zwiebin is still around, so I think Mark's a little bit bigger than I am.
Oh,
I mean, is this about fat shaming for the next 30 minutes? Because this is getting boring.
No, this is the questions. I got 5 questions from Arthur. Those are 2 of the 5.
Well, Arthur's probably Forza. Forza fat shames everybody. And I finally saw a picture. I was watching a Discord, and she has a picture of her wearing a Jeff the Drunk cello shirt. She's definitely not overweight. She's tight. She's got a very trim body, and
no shit, Chris. Everyone knows that.
She's probably pretty much what I was when I had a tight, trim body. Is I used to fat shame. So now I'm, the years have gone by, and I've gone from that real lean, thin.
Chris is technically not the fattest person in Seattle, right, Chris?
Oh no, not even by close. I see fucking 600-pounders every day.
I don't know, Chris.
Whatever.
Hey, Kleenex, I remember you posted that picture of you really young and you're real thin, and you said, what happened to this thin young guy? And Andy Cruz wrote a comment. It says, you ate him.
Which I laughed out loud. I actually laughed out loud when I read that, because that was like the perfect response. Yeah. I was 25 or 20. I was 22 years old in that picture. I was 22 in that picture. And yeah, I laughed out loud when I read it. I found that extremely funny.
Kleenex, I'm not trying to fat shame. It's just that Danny's on, so those were the Danny-related questions. So it was kind of a good segue in a way.
Well, Danny's going to do like Oprah Winfrey. He's going to get way, way down, look really, really good. And a year from now, he's going to be just as big as he was.
So negative.
He'll probably get down to like 210 or 205, and he'll look really good. And a year later, he'll be right back up to 300.
I'm going to get to 190. 190. I'm never going to go over 200. That's
whatever, man. Don't care if you do. So whatever. I'm not going to say good luck, because I hope you nothing but bad luck. I hope you have bad luck from now until you die. I'm never going to wish you good luck. You can suck my dick.
Pretty miserable, Chris.
Yeah. Identifying with what you are. You're a miserable son of a bitch. You proved that when you
bought. No, I'm actually really happy.
On a damn fucking Periscope or whatever Discord. I'm miserable. I'm here for you. Oh, fuck off. That ain't the fucking kettle calling the kettle black. You are just as miserable or 10 times more miserable than I am. You hate your fucking mother. You hate your goddamn job. And when you look in the mirror, you hate the man that's looking at you in the mirror.
Not true.
Yeah, very true.
I'm going to go on a date pretty soon. I'm going to get some pussy.
Don't care.
It's going to change.
Yeah, and it'll probably be a date rape, so you'll probably end up in where I ended up.
No, I'm not the rapist, Chris. You are.
Yeah, I am. I'm the rapist here. Let's go with that. Let's go with that.
Kleenex, this question right here says, this is from Dipshit Carl. He says, did you really bite the titty?
Dipshit Carl is nothing but fucking Chad, so I'm not going to answer that. No comment. Everybody knows I didn't bite the titty, and that's just a Chad account. So that's just another way you're trying to get me to answer one of Chad's questions. Notice how Chad hasn't called in, because I threatened the minute I said in Discord right before this started that if Chad calls, it was going to end. It was going to end quick.
He's busy watching the college version of the Super Bowl, whatever that's called.
Well, anyway, what else? Let's move it along. We're keep covering the same ground. What's next? Come on.
Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years?
Probably dead. Probably dead. In heaven with God and Jesus, with my Messiah. Most likely, I'll be in heaven by then. Dead.
Chris, why do you call yourself a Christian? You know that. You know what that would. No, Christian means Christian. The definition of that is Christ-like. That's what Christian means. They're not Christ-like.
Well, you know, a thief and a liar hung on the cross with fucking Jesus. I'm the liar and the thief both, and I'm going to go to heaven. So now tell me what different.
I think one of them's going to go to heaven. The other one kind of messed up, from what I remember.
Well, I'm the one that's hung next to Christ. It was I think the liar is the one that went. Whatever. One of them got to go to heaven. That's me. Going to heaven.
All right. Chris, I don't hate you. I still like you. I still love you.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I do. I actually
Every time you tell me you love me is the way Chad says he loves me and Leah love me. You love fucking seeing people upset.
I just don't like
so
how you lie so
disgusted.
much.
I'm going to tell you something, you know. I'm going to tell you what, I was really trying to get back on the Danny wagon and be encouraging like everybody else. And when you called fucking Brain, and all you wanted to do was tell him the woman that made him snap was out there trashing him. That's all you wanted to do. You are the kind of person that will kick somebody when they're down. You're the kind of person, if somebody was on fire, you would pour gas on them. Because that's what I heard you do to Brain.
Okay.
Brain was in like the worst we've ever seen him, and you came with a can of gas and doused him on it. That was the only, and the other thing is you lied. You actually did something that's criminal in the state of California, because I looked it up. You told them you were his brother. That's actually a misdemeanor to do what you did. You committed a misdemeanor on the phone. You told everybody that you were his brother. That is a misdemeanor in the state of California, because I looked it up.
Sue me, Chris.
I'm not going to see it. I don't give a fuck. I'm just saying you committed a crime when you said you were your brother. You committed a misdemeanor when you identified yourself as your brother. But it just proves that the idiots are running the asylum, because anybody worth their salt that did their job, they never would have put you through to him. He hadn't even been in there 12 hours.
Can I explain that call?
Yeah, so you can throw more fucking gasoline on fire.
Okay. I did say that about his girlfriend. I probably shouldn't have said that. It was kind of like spirit of the moment thing. But in hindsight, I just didn't want him to get involved with her again. I did tell him I loved him. And we all wait, let me finish.
You don't love him. You don't love him.
I did.
If he doesn't stay medicated, he's going to go right back. This man is 50 fucking years old. Claire's as crazy today as he was when he was 19. And I'm telling you, this mental illness that he has goes way back to his childhood. He'll get leveled. He may have a period of where he's okay. But Brain is not going to change. He's not going to stay with the program. You don't all of a sudden at 50 get on your meds and mellow out. Right now, Claire is properly being medicated. But there's going to be a day when his meds aren't working and Claire's going to self-medicate with fucking weed, and he's going to be back to the same old shit, screaming the same shit.
Wow, I don't wish that on Claire. I don't know why you do.
Claire's demonic. I don't give a fuck. I mean, I don't cast my pearls in front of,
All right. Anyways, the call to Brain at the hospital was with really good intentions.
Bullshit! Shut up, man.
It was.
You're not going to get a commission by lying to me. I used to get commissions to lie. You're just lying just to lie, to make yourself look good. You're trying to pat yourself on the back is being humanitarian. You're always like, I take care of my mother. No, you don't. It's a paycheck. It's a fucking.
And by the way,
money coming in the house. You're doing it for selfish reasons. You're not got your mother in your apartment for humanitarian reasons. You got it because you're being paid. You don't care about these clients. You're only doing it because you're getting a goddamn paycheck every Friday. You don't give a fuck about these people that you supposedly are trying to help. You're not doing anything but being a security guard because you're a selfish, self-loathing slob.
And by the way, what happened to Brain ended up being a good thing because he came out and he realized all his mistakes and he's doing really good.
For now, it won't last.
It turned out to be a good thing, Chris.
Yeah, it's not a good thing. He's going to go right back to what he was.
All right. No one got harmed. No one got hurt. But he did learn a lesson.
And you're only upset because he didn't get 60 or 90 days. Most of this community is really angry that he did less than a week and he's already out. That's what people are really upset about. Why? I heard him today. I was sitting there watching and listening today. there was like 8 people that were all chiming in. Oh my God, he got out so quick. He shouldn't be out. He should have been there longer. Oh, but we love you, Brain. And Brain comes back crying the other day. Like, oh, we all love you. And they're like, oh, damn, man, this pisses me off. He should still be in there.
Hey, Kleenex, Ella kind of said to shut the fuck up because she thought this was like an interview. So
it was the first half.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Finish up.
Okay. Hey, Danny, thank you so much for calling in. You contributed a lot of content. I'm going to wrap it up with cleaners.
Okay. I still love you, Chris. Chris, I still love you. Sexy.
Go suck some fucking tacos.
You're a sexy fat Santa Claus, Chris. I love you.
You're a piece of shit. Fuck you. Shut up.
Hey, Danny, do you think Kleenex is stupid?
He's stupid! Yeah, he's stupid.
Yeah, whatever. Like, we haven't heard that in a million times.
Sorry, no, you know what? Leah actually, I mean, not Leah, sorry. Why'd I say Leah? Ella. Sorry, the names kind of sound similar. Ella said that, I thought this was an interview. I could hear this anytime in Kermit, whatever.
Yeah, and there was a bunch of questions. She wasn't here for it, okay? There was a lot of questions. You got any more questions?
I got a lot of questions. Would you ever move to Florida with Kelly?
No.
Did you burn that bridge to the ground?
No, I have no desire to live in Florida. No. I wouldn't do well in Florida. It's too hot, it's too humid, there's no mountains. It has nothing to do with Kelly, it has to do with the climate and the geography of Florida. Great place to visit, but I wouldn't want to live there.
Yeah. Let's see, what do we got here? Hey Claire, we're gonna.
This is the demon from hell calling for Chris. Chris, your soul is going to go to hell. Chris.
Okay, David.
Your soul is going to
Satan behind me.
in hell.
What were they saying? What was they saying?
Great show, Mike. Hey, have a good rest of your night, brother.
Yeah,
all right, thanks a lot, Claire.
Faggot.
Bye bye. Hey, Kleenex. This was a really good interview. I do have a lot. Do you want to get through maybe a few more of these, just like real quick?
Go ahead. I'm getting very cold sitting here in the car. Go ahead.
All right. Did your brother really butt fuck you?
We already covered that in the sound check. Next.
All right. Talk more about the load in the back of a Yumi's head.
We already discussed that. Next.
Let's see. Well, I'll go ahead and end on this question. I have a lot more, but real quick, I want to know this one. Do you really volunteer taking care of horses once a month?
I've done it twice, so not even really a month. I've done it twice in Milton stables. I mean, to get back to what that was, is I was there because she wanted to go there for feed. It's also a pet store. I said very, very beginning, I'm just petting horses and talking. I said, yeah, this place, like volunteer, I have to clean these stalls like these. I was talking about this is something like, but that place, I even said, and it's deleted, so there's no proof, but I said something in there. It's not even as nice as where I actually volunteer. But I love horses. I didn't know anything about Ella being a horse person. I'm not on the internet till 4 a.m. listening to all this shit. Had no clue she had horses. It wasn't a thing about Ella. I like Ella. I got no, she's not my next EJ. There's only one person I lost my shit for, and that was EJ. It's never going to happen again. It happened once, and it ain't going to happen again.
So you're not in love with Ella, for the record?
No, I find her extremely interesting. I have compassion for her. I think she's going through some real personal things that I would, possibly be interested in, to give her just encouragement that she gets through whatever she's going through. There's something going on there. It's just none of my business.
So yeah, because people were calling bullshit about that scope that you had deleted about you at the horse stable. That
well, the woman was being the woman was being a fucking cunt because when she jammed me up like I was shoplifting, I just immediately the first reaction was to lie. I'm like, oh, I'm waiting for somebody that's writing. I should have just turned it off and said, no, my wife's in shopping. I'm just photographing the horses. And I just first reaction when you get chewed out is lie. That's just it's my go-to is just I'm here so and so is writing or something like that. And she's just real persistent. It's a real filthy place. They don't take very good care of the horses. The horses looked like they were really, really not being taken care of. But it's the people that own the horses, so that's their business. I just love horses, was trying to photograph the horse. There was one horse that I was trying to film that was throwing his head around and really being, very vocal and interesting. And that's all I was going to do. I was just going to film that one horse and then turn it off and leave. But I got, jammed up by like, oh, this is a private place. Well, it's not. It's a public place. They do barrel racing there. People train. You can watch. I guess you're not supposed to be in the barn. So technically, if you don't own a horse, you're not supposed to be in the barn. I did not know that. There was no sign saying "Do not enter." You know, it wasn't saying it's private. So she was just a bitch.
Yeah, because people were kind of saying, well, if you volunteer there, shouldn't she recognize
No, I
you?
volunteer. And first of all, it's not the place. Okay, I'm not. How many times I got to say this? I volunteered twice. It's a 1 month, and I haven't even made it for the month of January. It's close to where I live, and that's a very nice, expensive place where every horse there lives there full time. It's permanent boarding. You're not allowed to ride them. You're only allowed to, if the owners want you to come out, you can help walk, and you can clean the stalls, and it's literally grunt work. And this is what I did as a kid. I was a stable boy and took care of racehorses at LeBois Horse Track in Boise. I grew up around horses. I know horses. I love horses like I love dogs. My wife goes and volunteers to walk dogs,
Danny?
and all they do is have a bunch of shitty dogs that I don't want to walk. Whatever. Okay, whatever.
You've never brought up horses ever until you heard that Al owns a horse or whatever.
Okay. Are we done?
Never,
Are we done? Are we done?
You're a pathological liar, dude.
I'm a pathological liar.
You need to take medication. You need to take some medication.
Yeah, you need to fucking suck my cock.
You need to take medication. You need to get on meds. You really do.
You got any more questions?
I care about you. I want you to stop.
I don't care. You got any more questions, dipshit?
It's very unhealthy for you. Okay.
Whatever. You got any more questions, dipshit?
Hey, thanks, Danny. Is there anything else you want to say?
No, I just want to call Chris out on that. Horse shit. Horse shit.
Yeah, suck my dick. There's a lot
Danny,
of
Waddy, Bobaddy, Banana, Fana, Fanny, Danny. Hey, okay, Kleenex, I'm going to end on this last question. Do you have any new podcast ideas? Like, what is your future for your broadcasting life?
None. There was something I was offered. I turned it down. Nothing.
What were you offered?
It's this guy Gigster wanted to do it. I'm not interested. He's back to doing the character. I don't want him to do the character. I want him to just be himself and talk about politics.
Oh, like that guy with like the macho voice.
He's doing the Gigster again, and he did my show, and I'm not interested in hanging out with the Gigster. I wanted to hang out with the real guy without the makeup and the hat and the fucking beard, and just the real guy. But the Gigster wants to be the Gigster, and no, I pass. I never even sent him any information. Basically, how I pass is not returning any information. I was giving it some thought until I found out he's still doing the Gigster.
Yeah. Okay, one last question. Sorry, I really wanted to ask this one. This is from Anonymous. They're saying, would you tongue Lori's sweaty asshole for 10 minutes for $500,000?
No. No.
Wow. What about 1 million?
No.
You would never tongue that ass?
No. I'd lick Leah's ass for free, though. I don't know.
All right. Also, how much money did you make from the movie Last 13?
Not a nickel.
Oh.
Not a dime. And wasn't even asked about it being posted. So if I had, the time and the disposable income, I would probably check into that, see if I could get some kind of recovery, because I did not give my permission for it to be put up there. But I don't know who did, so I don't know who Douche is. I'm assuming Douche did it. So.
All right. Hey, cleaners, I'll ask you just 2 more questions and we'll end on this. First, I want to hear what your message is to your fans. And second, I want to hear what your message is to your haters, and then we'll end this.
I don't have any fans. I only have haters. So I only got one answer, because I don't have fans. I have haters. Fuck all of you, suck my dick, and we're all rotten hell.
All right. Well, Kleenex, on that note, I think this is the perfect time to end. Thank you so much. I think you're a really great guest. Thanks for supporting the show.
It won't happen again, so it's a one-time, and that's it. Good luck with your next interviews.
Thank you. I hope you do call in maybe in the future like you did on some past shows.
No, I won't. I won't.
All right. Well,
I won't. Just keep what you're doing. You're enjoying it. You're taking it serious. So, just do your thing, man. Do your thing. I might call in if you've ever. I might call in if you ever have K again. But other than K, I don't really see myself calling in.
For sure. What about Ella or Leah or?
Neither one of them would ever do it. So.
Arthur said, "Great show, Mike. Kleenex, you sucked."
Yeah, I did suck. I think it sucked as bad as my own pod trash day. So yeah, I proved once again I can be boring and ramble on and absolutely make no sense. So, yeah. What's new?
Well, Kleenex, this will be the last. I want this to be my final statement. And I know you will believe this. I am genuinely a fan of Kleenex.
Okay.
Still a fan. Still a fan. Thank you so much for coming on. I believe it was a good interview, and it did mean a lot for you coming on here. So I do want to thank you.
All right.
All right, well, you enjoy the rest of your night. Hope things go well in your life, and I do hope you're not dead in the next few years like some people are saying.
I got about 2 good years. That's it. So, about 2 more years. I'll be done.
Well, I hope not. All right, well, thank you, Cleanie.
All right, bye.
All right, later. Kleenex, you're going to run over some black ice. Kleenex, black ice. Kleenex. Danny says Kleenex, no hard feelings. Thanks, Kay. Yeah, it was a funny show. Well, I kind of just sat back and watched the sparks fly a little bit. Well, thank you all for coming. Wow, I think this might be the longest show. That was like a good, hour, 20 minutes, something, hour 15, whatever it was. All right, thanks everyone that called in. Thanks for supporting the show. Thanks for all the comments, the chat, everyone. Thank you so much. I will see you on episode 9. Take care. Good night.